Good evening. It's definitely a good evening. It's 11:06 at night tonight. Today it's the September 28th. I was doing some fishing here, and I had my little. Oh man, see, I paused it at the wrong time. I had a ridiculously good success rate rolling. As you can see, it was at one missed out of 707 hooked. It's saying 100% success rate. Obviously, this is rounding. It's like 99 point something or whatever. And of course, I just missed one there because of the pause. But man, is this searching coming out good? I got a good spot here, man. I am rolling. I've been going for about 2.5 hours now. I got about 700 and something fish I caught up. This is brand new version of Fishmonger. This is 2.0 build from today, 9/28, and things are looking really good. I got this rolling on my laptop behind me. I'm turning around and taking a look. I've been running there for about 2 hours and 40 minutes. I got a 91% success rate, but I usually go a little bit. I'm not as good on my laptop because the screen's smaller. It's like a 14.5, 15-inch screen, so it's harder to get the searching and shit right. My desktop's like a 22-inch screen, so it's much easier to get that set up. But the program itself's been working really good. I got no issues. Did a clean install on my laptop. I did a whole bunch of trials on it, pretending like I downloaded the 1.02 and then upgraded to this one, and I just ran through every scenario I possibly could, and everything was working really good. So that is awesome news. I'm gonna stop this real quick, although I really want to keep going because I'm fishing great, but I'll just set it up to go overnight. So I'm gonna stop it and catch that last one, bing, and then just kind of show you real quick some of the new things with this 928 version that just came out of Fishmonger 2.0. So again, we got the upgraded status window, which allows it to basically be mobile. Change some of the things around here with the way it's shown. I rearranged some stuff. Basically, I need a little bit more room for some things. For instance, here it now shows the search index with the delay next to it, and that's something I'll explain to you in a second. And then I've got another line here for the AFK settings. The min, the max, and the current, and right now the min and the max is 15 and 35, and there's no current because I have it disabled. So to go through a couple of the things that's I've added real quick in the advanced options, if you click on this, basically the advanced options here, I got a couple of tabs, and I got two of them actually set up right now: the health checker and the search index. Bobber tracking and AFK. I'm gonna move the AFK over to here, and bobber tracking I'm gonna throw some stuff on. But basically for the health checker, some people have issues because their health bar, which of course mine's hidden up here because I don't want people to see my name, their health bar, depending on where the screen is set up or whatever, it's not always in the same spot. So Fishmonger used to look in a static location for that, but if your health bar was not really in the right spot, it didn't work, and your health checker didn't work out, and it sucked. So now what I've got is the ability to basically pick location of wherever you want on the screen, basically for your searching. So basically, it's telling me right now my current health bar, the color it found, which is in hexadecimal format, is kind of like a greenish because I found like the greenish that's on my thingy right there. And then I've got these coordinates of X and Y of the screen. And then I've got this other slider here, which adjusts it says health search sensitivity. Basically, if you find that you pick a spot on the bar and it keeps thinking you're dying a lot when you're not, you just want to raise this up. 20 is the max, 0 is the lowest, but 10 seems to work out pretty good. I've changed the searching around on it, so it's a couple of things I did under the hood that really make this work out pretty good. Alrighty, so I'm going to show you the health checker here, and basically the calibration on it, because basically what this does, if you click on the advanced options, you bring up the health checker. Once you hit start calibration, normally what you're going to want to do is click on the middle of the health bar here. That locks in that color, alright? And then basically, if it notices your health bar goes down and that color changes, basically it'll automatically stop for you. So if you're out in the open world and you're getting attacked and you start dying, basically it shuts down Fishmonger for you. But what I'm going to do to simulate this is I'm going to hit start calibration. Instead of clicking on the health bar, I'm going to click down here on the ground in some random spot, okay? I picked up this color, which is this hexadecimal color at this location. So I'm going to hit exit, I'm going to hit start, and basically now my guy is going to start fishing. It locked in that color, and it's going to look for a change in that color at that location on the screen. So to simulate me dying, what I'm going to do after this cast is I'm just going to pause it, and I'm just going to turn my character a tiny little bit. Well, maybe in the next cast I'm still talking. Turn my character a tiny little bit, and then I'm going to resume it, and it's going to look at that color again, and it's going to see that it's going to go different, and basically it's going to kick in. So let's do that now. I'm going to pause. I'll move forward a little bit, unpause. It's going to go to search, and then what's going to happen is on the next iteration there, it's going to kick off and say that I'm dead. At least it should. Actually, you know what? Yeah, the spot I moved is still kind of that purplish color. Maybe let me kind of go a little bit more. There you go. All right, there you go. Okay, so that kicked it off. So basically, auto shutdown kicked in. Health checker thinks that I'm dead, and basically it says that if it's a problem, you know, obviously you can disable it or readjust it and stuff like that. So now, if you notice, when I was fishing back here, and then I moved forward, it didn't think I was dead. And basically, in the advanced options, you have this option here. It's called Health Search Sensitivity. If you have this at a lower number, it's very finicky and picky with the color you choose. If you choose this color and you have this low, it looks for this color or a color really, really close to it. So it's sensitive to the movement or the change in the color. If you have this really high, which actually it was like a 10, it's a good average, but if you have it really high, what happens is it looks for this color or a couple of colors away from that are kind of close. So if it's still close, it's going to think that you're not dead. So normally when you're on the search bar or the health bar here, it's not a problem because it goes from green to like black. So you can have these at 20 and it's still fine. But if you wanted to search anywhere else, you can adjust this as you need to. And actually, if you click on use defaults, it basically goes to 10 and then basically the color that's there at this location. So this usually works for most people, but if it's not working, you can change your calibration on that. The next thing I wanted to show you is the search index. Basically, when Fishmonger's fishing, let's see if I can bring this up over here at the same time. Let me pull up my window. Okay. My color, I don't like bobber color is changing over here. It's getting darker. Yeah, it's getting, okay, there we go. It's going to change my angle. So, the search index max, so the maximum search index, basically affects this number here, which is how many times it searches before it reaches, you know, the end. Basically, it's going to do, in this case, 65 searches when you're fishing. And the delay, which is this number here, the search index delay, is how long it waits in between searches. The range is 25 to 1,000, and this is in milliseconds. So 1,000 is actually 1 second. And I'll show you real quick, because I'll just change this over to 1,000. And I'll purchase the search index probably like 20, because you don't really need to search a lot for 1,000. This is just me showing you, though. But so if I come in here and I hit start, what's going to happen is those search index numbers up here are going to count up 1 second at a time. 4, 5, 6, 7. Because I have a delay of 1,000, it's, again, 1 second. So this is counting every second. And what it's doing is it's taking a snapshot of the bobber color in this spot, okay, every second. So at 7, at 8, at 9, it's taking a color snapshot. The reason why high delay is good is if you have a slow computer, it's easier to work with because obviously the program's not running as fast. But the bobber moves up and down pretty quick. And let's say it searches for the bobber and it picks the color, and then right when that happens, the search index starts to change, but the bobber moves up and down, and it moves up and down, and it comes back to its same exact spot where it was. When the next search index comes, it's going to think the bobber didn't move. So, as you can see here, it's actually missing these. The bobber's moving up and down, but it's not making a change. And it's really because of the delay. So, I'm going to stop this, and I'm going to change this just to show you how you can affect this. If I actually put this down to 25, which is the lowest, I'm probably going to bring this up to 80. And watch, if you watch now, this is going to change to 80, which is like 80 milliseconds. This search index is going to go a lot faster, so it's going to search really quick. All right, so as you can see, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and blah 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 blah. It is, I'm sorry, the delay was 25, not 80. So it's doing a lot more searches. It's searching a lot faster, which means it's going to be a lot more sensitive to the movement. However, that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be more accurate. It just means it's going to be more sensitive to the movement in the bobber. Because if you think about it now, because it's moving, it's searching so quick, the movement sensitivity numbers, which are, in this case, the range is 3 to -3, and in this case, it just found 9. The movement sensitivity numbers are going to likely be lower, so you might have to adjust your bobber movement sensitivity to a lower number when you have a lower delay. And it's just, it's one of those things. You'll kind of, everybody's going to fish differently, but the standards that I use, or the defaults I use, are 50 and then 175. Actually, lately I've been doing pretty good with 65 and 125. But really, it's just going to be something that you can kind of putz around with, and you can change to however you want Fishmonger to work for you. I did notice a couple things with this. It's interesting. Like, if you look at the search index, if you see how fast that's going up, if you notice how fast that's counting, right? I'm going to, I'll pause this, and I'm going to put bobber tracking on, and then unpause it. And the search index count, even though the delay is the same, the search index count goes slower. Not by much. I can see it, though. It's counting a tiny bit slower. And I think it's accounting for the work that it has to do to basically find the location on the screen, move the mouse underneath that location, and then basically come back to the search. So there's a slight delay that gets put in when you put bobber tracking on. So being able to adjust the search index is good, because you can tailor it to if you're using bobber tracking or not, and basically have it like work perfect for you. So those are two of the new things that I've got loaded in this version. Actually, I did add, I think I've showed this in another thing, but the help's not up yet. I'm working on that, but I adjusted the Fishmonger, the subscription manager. Basically, it's incorporated right into the program itself. So there's no, you don't have to close the program, open another program. There's no two programs to worry about. Basically, it is just all in here. So you get your unlock code, you can pop it right in here and hit submit. You need subscription codes, pop them right in there and hit submit, and it'll bring everything up and basically put it right into Fishmonger for you. So you no having to juggle any of that stuff. It's pretty nice. So this is pretty much ready for to get thrown out there for download. I'm just gonna do the help files up. I'm gonna keep posting some videos up, but it is rocking and rolling. Like I said, I got 700 and something fish with 2%, two missed or something like that, and I'm looking around at my laptop right now behind me. I've still got an 88% success rate, 105 missed, 81 hooked. It's just happily going away at the in the garrison there. It is just jamming and jamming and jamming. So I'm doing good there. So this is Fishmonger signing out. We are listening to a band called Super Cruel. This is the album Devil with a Gun. Another good album that I found, and another good band. It's just good stuff to jam out to. Gotta love that stuff. So Fishmonger signing out. I'll catch you later.